Dan Andrews copped a lot of hate during the lockdowns, didn't he?
Yeah.
Was he? I mean, I never really watched his speeches or anything. Is he that much of a dick?
I guess Victorians just like to complain a lot.
They do. They do. Well, they've got shit coffee, so...
Shit, everything. Melbourne sucks. And I've been waiting for the opportunity and the platform and the soapbox to talk about Melbourne and Victoria. I hate it. I'll never go there. I won't even holiday there. Okay, have we got time for this?
Maybe not. Maybe we should move on.
No, the year was not...
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass.
He jumped over 3 linebackers in midair, sprouted headfirst like a gazelle.
No one laughs at a master of quack fool.
Real nice.
Many have died from starvation due to the difficulty of finding enough food, such as seal.
Shut up! No more Mr. Nice Duck. That's it. Right, Mr. Sitz?
What do you make of that? You know, it's the most fantastic story I've ever heard.
The Brown Carpet Podcast.
Now fuck off.
Welcome to the Brown Carpet Podcast. We're back, everybody. We do this every week. We're really good at what we do. This is really popular. I get a lot of fan mail. Josh hasn't got one email.
No, can someone send me an email? Feel left out.
Mate, how you been this week?
Not too bad, mate. I spent the week up north at a music festival.
Was it good?
It was great, actually. Yeah, great music, very good food, and good weather, surprise. It's usually one of those festivals you spend the whole week in mud, and it was sunshine every day.
Yeah, nice. Were you leading the drum circles?
No, I was taking photos this week.
I similarly went to a festival.
Oh, did you?
Not really, not at all. But I went camping with my daughter. She did take a lot of MDMA.
Right. How was that for you?
It was hard. She was really she was a punish the next day.
Were you guys sharing a tent that night?
Yeah, I was like, shut up. She just wanted banging Animal Collective on
got the lasers out and the close to
just told me she loved me. And for everyone listening, I have not given my child MDMA. I would not give my child MDMA.
If there are any authorities out there, I would look into that though. Probably.
Welcome to the Brown Carpet Podcast, where each episode we take a weird, real news story and together we twist it into an even weirder film.
And at the end, we make a movie poster for the B-grade masterpiece that we cook up.
You can see all the movie posters we've made in the Brownland section of our website, www.thebrowncarpetpod.com.
You can find us on Apple, Spotify, or watch all the episodes on our YouTube channel. Just search for the Brown Carpet Podcast, and you can see Corey's pretty little beauty face.
If you've got a suggestion for a weird, funny headline you'd like us to turn into champagne cinema, DM us on Instagram or email us at thebrowncarpetpod@gmail.com.
Don't forget to give us a follow on Insta, TikTok, chuck us a like and subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Finally, we'd like to acknowledge the Gadigal people of the Eora Nation, the traditional custodians of the land we record this podcast upon.
Always was,
always will be,
Aboriginal land. So, mate, this week we've got a bit of an anti-establishment theme going on.
Stick it to the man.
Sticking it right up the man. So,
no, to the man, not right up the man.
Well, you can put it up the man as well. That works as well. We should do a top 3.
Top 3. The motherfucking top 3.
It's the top 3.
The top 3. I love saying that, by the way.
I know, it makes my skin crawl. Corey.
Yes.
What are your top 3 sticking it to the man movies?
Well, I rewatched the first one recently, Aaron Brockovich.
Good
so
film.
Good. Julia Roberts is amazing.
Great film.
Great. Sticking it to the power and, I think it's electrical and gas company.
Environmental issues.
Yeah. Academy Award nominated.
Yep.
And she was the first woman to crack 20 million with that role.
God damn.
And the budget was 52 million for that film.
So 32 on the film and 20 for Julia.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
What else you got?
You can't buy what I've got.
What?
It's the vibe. It's Marbo.
You're talking about The Castle.
Talking about The Castle. What a
Aussie
film.
classic.
What a film.
Yeah,
Eric Banner's debut feature.
That's right. He was only on Full Frontal before that.
Yep.
As Pointer.
Yep. Comparing salary. Interesting enough, comparing lead role salaries.
Yeah.
Daryl Kerrigan. What's his name?
Michael Caton. Yeah.
$3,000.
$3,000.
Yep, $1997, $3,000.
Did you get a toaster with that or just the $3,000?
That's it.
Wow.
I guess it's kind of like a homegrown Brockovich.
Yep.
Instead of them trying to get poor people's medical and health, it's coming after a man's humble home.
Indeed.
Yep.
Have you got a third one?
Yes, The Big Short.
Oh, good film. Great film.
Yep, sticking it to the US mortgage market.
Is that Adam McKay?
Adam McKay's first dramatic.
He'd only been in comedies up until that point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And another little tidbit about that one.
Yeah.
What's his name? Christian Bale?
Yeah.
The bird of prey looking dude.
Right. That man.
Sharp features. He learnt the Pantera intro 2 weeks on the drums. Actually learned it.
Nice.
An amazing cast in that movie.
Yeah.
It's got, Carell.
Margot Robbie.
Got Baby Goz.
The Baby Goose.
Well, that's my top 3. What do you got some notable mentions?
I got a couple. I got Fight Club.
Nice.
One of my favourite films. That's David Fincher's 1999 Molotov cocktail of a film. It was originally written by Chuck Palahniuk. Even the novelist himself says that the film is an improvement on his book.
Wow.
It shows you how good that film is. So Edward Norton, Brad Pitt.
Sticking it to capitalism, would you say?
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah. My second one would be One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Great movie.
1975, Milos Forman masterpiece with Jack Nicholson and Nurse Ratched. Has one of the darkest endings of all time.
It really does.
It's so fucked up.
She had a spin-off show too, Ratchet. There was
Yeah, that's right. They made a TV show out of that.
Yeah.
It won a bunch of Academy Awards, including Best Picture, Best Actor, Best Actress, Best Director, Screenplay, and Editing. And finally, Easy Rider. This is like one of my top 5 favourite films of all time. Dennis Hopper's 1969 classic about 2 bikers who take the proceeds of a big cocaine deal and go searching for freedom and spiritual truth. It's one of the most significant films of the era and kicked off the new Hollywood low-budget indie films made
original.
by auteur directors. Interestingly enough, it was shot without a screenplay.
Yeah.
So all the dialogue was mostly ad-libbed. They just had the general outline and names of the characters.
Yeah.
And ironically enough, it was nominated for Best Adapted Screenplay a year later.
I just remember that movie. They get gunned down, right? They drive through the deep south. And they get
Spoiler alert.
sorry.
The final scene, they do get killed,
Yeah.
Rednecks.
Yeah.
I get you.
All right, Josh. What is the weird real news story that we're going to turn into a film?
Mate, the headline that we have this week is a bit of a political situation.
Oh, juicy.
The headline reads, Jim's Rebellions. Mowing mogul secedes from Victoria, declares himself king.
Love it.
Enraged at Dan Andrews' lockdowns, the last of which ended in late 2021, Penman is apparently set on creating his own country and declaring independence from Victoria. Lockdowns might now be a distant, unpleasant memory, and COVID restrictions a thing of the past, but Penman still isn't over it.
He's still pissed.
He's still very angry. Unless Andrews offers him an apology, he will be going full sovereign citizen this Saturday. We intend to try and join Tasmania. It's a much better state, he said.
I love that. Rather than simply just move to Tasmania,
Yeah.
it's like, oh no, I'll start a micronation to connect to Tasmania.
Absolutely. We'll just declare independence. It's like when the United States colonies declared independence from Britain in 1776, he said.
It's exactly like that.
Very much like that. If you've got an unjust and tyrannical government, you can secede. Penman's plan for a nation of Jimland, a suitably grand Jimland. He hasn't thought that through.
He hasn't at all.
I'm going to be the king. I'm going to be starting knighthoods and citizenships. We're going to have our own stamps and our own flag. We're going to raise money for men's sheds.
I love the ceremony that he's going to have for himself to make himself king. I know. I just want to be a fly on the wall for that.
We're not un-Australian. We just don't like Victoria. I mean, we can all get behind that.
That's true. Hate you, Melbourne.
What do you reckon of that? That's pretty weird.
That's kooky. I do love a crazy political anti-Dan Andrews.
Dan Andrews copped a lot of hate during the
Really
lockdowns,
really
didn't he?
Yeah.
Was he? I mean, I never really watched his speeches or anything. Is he that much of a dick?
I guess Victorians just like to complain a lot.
They do. Well, they've got shit coffee, so.
Shit, everything. Melbourne sucks. And I've been waiting for the opportunity and the platform and the soapbox to talk about Melbourne and Victoria. I hate it. I'll never go there. I won't even holiday there. Okay, have we got time for this?
Maybe not. Maybe we should move on.
No, the year was not.
What do you reckon, mate? Whose story are we telling in this?
This is Jim's story.
Yeah, 100%.
It's Jim's story.
I feel like he's an anti-hero, though. It's going to be really tricky to side with a guy who decides he wants to be king of his own nation.
Yeah.
I feel like he's got to be played in a way that we love to hate him.
He's a Dr. Evil.
Yeah.
So where do we start this? Do we go straight for him, like, crowning himself as king, or do we go before that, or...
I reckon we need to set up the situation and the timeline exactly. So I think, why don't we start in his lounge room? He's watching TV. It's Dan Andrews' morning address.
Yeah.
So we just start in close on the TV and we've seen Dan Andrews come up.
Whippersnipper spools on the
A
ground.
few garden implements lying around the lounge room.
Yeah.
And we basically see Dan Andrews come on and begin to give his speech, talking about the new restrictions for each day and the amount of COVID cases that are happening. So we know it's now 2020, where we are. And halfway through the speech, a can of VB smashes into the screen, beer and black smoke pouring out of it, and we just hear in the background, "Fuck this for a joke, you're a bloody tyrant, Andrews."
Yeah.
And he storms out of the room, so we get a sense of
I love it.
who he is.
I like the fact that we don't see his face. I like maybe we go over the shoulder, we see the Jim's hat, like these, so we know it's a hat. Like a low shot of like the flash of the TV, the light of the TV hitting his ankles, and you can see that he's got the sock tan.
Absolutely. Grass clippings in his hair and shit. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's good. That night, maybe it's at like a abandoned car park of a mall or something, St Kilda. We're seeing all these Jim's mowing vans pulling in, with the dark windows and stuff, and they all pull in and form a little bit of a hidden meeting there that he's going to announce his new plans.
Right.
And it's here we first see him.
Is this to his employees?
All of the lawnmowers, the hedge clippers, all of the people that work under the banner of Jim's Mowing are all there. It's a big gathering.
And they're all bolted on anti-Dan Andrews guys because they're
Very much.
sending nasty emails through the company to each other. Like,
Yeah, all deep in the conspiracy theories.
Yeah.
Hate the government.
scared of needles too, these crew, I think they might be.
100%. All anti-vax. No masks for this highly illegal meeting. A few hundred of them. And he starts giving out his plans that he's going to start this new gymland.
So the reason he wants to do this whole thing
Yeah.
is because of what the lockdown laws have done to his business.
His business is done for if he stays in Victoria.
Right.
Yeah, so he basically breaks it down to this little illegal gathering, which in turn becomes a super spreader event. So the next day when they're organising to like leave the state, half of them have already come down with COVID and they can't leave the house.
Yeah.
But the few of them that don't have COVID,
Yeah.
convoy down to the coast,
Yep.
jump aboard a private plane and shoot over to
Tasmania.
To Tassie.
And he's got a property where he's like a compound
yeah,
in Tasmania.
some remote location.
Gymland? Newtown? What is it?
At the moment, it's just like a wooden board nailed to a couple sticks, scrawled on Gymland.
Right.
Overgrown at this point.
Is this the point in the story where he's going to declare war on Victoria?
No, I think we're jumping in too fast. I think he's got to set up his idyllic little community, and I think he needs, because now that they've been decimated by COVID, I think he needs to bring in some new people. So maybe bring on board a few of the conspiracy-minded.
Pete Evans is definitely here.
100% he's there. Yeah, a few of the Tasmanians who are easily swayed.
Yeah.
Maybe he gets on community TV and starts talking about his new gymland paradise that's going to be best for everyone. No masks, no books, no science,
Yeah.
no vaccination. Basically Texas without the guns.
Yeah, pretty
no
much.
abortions, no TikTok.
No commies.
And they start building out a little community where they have veggie gardens and...
The irony of these anti-lockdown types
Yep,
locking down and protecting their borders
indeed.
is delicious.
Yeah, it's perfect. So I reckon, we've got a little montage there of this community, perfect little community flourishing.
Yeah.
Getting the lawns mowed, it's immaculate, but within a couple of days, the gardens are set up, the landscaping, nice little terraces everywhere.
Yeah.
Everyone's getting along really well. A few little weird things are starting to happen. Jim is starting to...
Does anyone care, like in the media at this point? Like, is this even a back page story at the
I
moment?
reckon it's a bit of a joke at this point.
Yeah, right.
Because then, they're not going to...
No one's taking him seriously.
Yeah, he's a goose. Yeah. He's out there in the wilderness doing his gymland thing and not really bothering anyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little cluster of fuckwits that no one cares about.
That's a good collective noun for a group of fuckwits, a cluster of fuckwits.
A cluster of fuckwits.
Yeah.
So I guess this is about the time that he's going to escalate.
Yeah.
Take it to the next level.
Yeah.
So how do you reckon he gets this message out there?
I mean, how do they all do it, right? Like
A video message online?
YouTube video online.
Yep.
I imagine him in like he's kind of one of those guys who would always wear his work gear.
Mm-hmm.
Like on his days off, he's always wearing his greens.
Yep.
So he's got his work greens, got the hat on, but he's built himself like a
throne room.
A throne, but it's like made out of a ride-on parts. It's like
right.
It's like almost like Game of Thrones-esque, but just mower bits.
Yeah. I reckon he gets around the whole compound on his mower. Like he just sort of
Yes.
rolls around the thing. He's slowly gathering weight like a Marlon Brando in Apocalypse Now.
yeah.
Like the longer he spends in Gymtown, the fatter he gets because he's not walking anymore now. He's just rolling around everywhere.
He's like the island of Dr. Moreau.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's a bunch of Tasmanians, so half of them would be inbred with multiple fingers. And shit. Okay, so now Tasmania and Victoria.
Hate us.
Cool.
Yeah,
Great.
right.
So, all right, so he does this video message. What are his demands?
Oh, he's got some outlandish demands.
Okay.
I think it's like insane amount of money.
Reparations?
Reparations for who knows what. He wants an apology.
Sure.
He wants Dan Andrews to go on primetime news.
Yep.
And apologise to him personally.
Sure. Recognition of his sovereign nation.
Yeah.
It's going to be a joke. If he puts that message out there, what are the consequences
Yeah, right.
if these demands don't come through?
There has to be some stakes some weight behind these demands, otherwise he just get laughed out the door.
Yeah, like this video is just going to be a memeable joke.
Yeah.
No one gives a shit about his reparation requirements. Maybe before he left Victoria, he kidnapped a few of the state's most beloved people that Jim saw as icons of Victoria,
Okay.
who they would definitely pay money for. So maybe he's picked up Eddie Maguire,
Beloved.
the Minogue sisters,
Oh, yes, beloved.
Kate Blanchett,
Yes.
and Rupert Murdoch, another Victorian.
Yeah. Victorian.
Yeah.
we'll leave it at that.
But I mean,
Okay.
he sees these people as like music, there's art, there's media, and sports.
Yeah.
So at the end of his video, the camera pans across and they're all bound and gagged in the corner of the room.
He's kidnapped them.
Yeah, he's kidnapped them and they're just sort of in the corner of the room there.
Yeah.
And if his demands aren't met within 24 hours, he's going to start killing one of these people a day until his demands are fully met.
I like the fact that he's a bit weird, maybe he's a bit of a kook.
Yeah.
And like after he does the demand and he's like, it pans back to him, he like hits the music is like spinning around to Kylie Minogue. He's like dancing to it.
Like a Tom Cruise in Tropic Thunder sort of dance going on.
Yeah.
Big chubby sausage fingers.
Yeah.
This would have to be taken seriously now. The lives of 5 important Australians are at stake. I mean, a few of them aren't particularly beloved, but they're all significant within their own genre.
Yes, they're people. Some more people than others.
Questionable. Yeah.
So now he's in Tassie, he's in his compound.
Do you reckon
He's becoming megalomaniac, like it's going to his head.
So he's starting to sequester women from his community to pleasure him at night and stuff like that? Like the power has gone to his head?
Yeah, it's getting Rajneesh really quick.
Yeah, right.
I like the idea that he's just having all these ceremonies of knighting people, and he keeps honouring himself with things like so he's king. He's giving himself order of Gymland medals.
Yep.
He's creating all these accolades for himself. He's losing the plot.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nude yoga every morning.
Yeah.
In his big chubby body doing these weird downward dogs.
So are we going to put him in a fat suit, you think?
Yeah, he's got to get really big for this.
Yeah, right.
Big and sweaty. The longer he's in the compound, the bigger he gets.
And he's good. Yeah, he spends his time on a ride-on. He doesn't even walk.
No walking.
He's getting no steps up.
Yeah. So at this point, I think we've got to cut back to Dan Andrews.
Yeah.
We need a response. They're watching the video online, a group of him and his fellow politicians.
In a war room type situation.
Sure.
Yeah.
They're analysing the frames for any clues to where he might be exactly. And I think if they send in an army or anything like that, we've got a Waco situation. Everyone dies.
Yes. Yeah, I like the idea of them coming up with a more covert option.
Oh, yeah.
Like a behind enemy lines scenario.
Right. Like a crack team of...
Like a SEAL team.
Okay.
Maybe even one person, like a mercenary.
An individual.
Assassin. They call someone in, like...
Sure.
Like, who would they call in for, like...
Well, you'd need a man with a certain set of skills.
Is there anyone else for the job?
I think it's got to be Liam Neeson.
Liam Neeson, yeah. I like they have that. We show that conversation. Yeah. Okay, should we quickly do some casting?
Yeah, let's do some casting.
We've kind of got the story now.
So who's going to play Jim? It's an important role.
We need a big star.
Star power to drive this because Jim's a really important character. He's going to be on the poster.
Sam Worthington, but Sam Worthington obviously in a fat suit.
Or he can really just commit to the role and get fat.
Yeah. No, we whale him. We do.
Okay.
Brendan Fraser whale him.
Sure.
For this.
All right. Fat suit on Sam Worthington. He's going to be our Jim.
Yeah.
How about Dan Andrews?
Hugh Jackman.
I like Hugh Jackman.
Yeah. He's way better looking than Dan Andrews.
He is, but put a pair of specs on him.
Yeah.
Comb his hair weird.
Yeah.
It could work.
Yeah.
And we've got our assassin, Liam Neeson.
Yeah.
And then obviously we've got our celebrities. We're going to have the Minogue sisters.
Can we get them as themselves in this?
I think we can get them as themselves.
Rupert might be a bit problem.
I reckon we just put a sack on Rupert's head and just say that's Rupert.
Yes.
He's decrepit anyway.
Yeah.
Probably his hips would break if he actually...
Right.
Okay, so those are our central players. Are there any other key figures we can...
Yeah, I reckon we only hear Eddie and Rupert's voices.
Yeah.
We bag them both.
Entirely. Because they're not going to agree. Kate would do it. We'll get Kate in there for sure. She can play herself.
Okay, so they've decided on their offensive. There's a date and a time.
Well, they've got 24 hours to respond before the murders begin.
Right.
So they're sending in Liam Neeson, and they've got to send him immediately. So it's like a parachute drop over Tassie.
You've got the location. It's a property. It's a compound. And I imagine the ingenuity of someone like Jim. Mm-hmm. He's got automated mowers that are like explosives.
Oh, yeah.
Sprinkler guns. Like they pop up like
sprinklers. They pop up like...
They shoot like bullets.
Yeah. All the guards have like gardening equipment, chainsaws, hedge clippers.
Yeah.
Because they've got no actual guns,
No.
being Tasmania, so that they've weaponized all of their gardening equipment.
But they're on their own law. Like they've got their own guns. This is their
You
own
think
country.
they've got actual weaponry?
Yeah. This is the Wild West.
So they've cleared out all the farmers in the area. 'Cause there's not a lot of gun stores in Tasmania.
They brought them with them.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So they're armed to the teeth.
Armed to the teeth.
But most of it is gardening related.
Yeah.
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 And they're all in their Jim's uniforms, obviously.
Yes.
Yeah. Liam parachutes in. I reckon the property would also be heavily surveilled. They'd have cameras everywhere.
No grass to hide behind.
No.
It's very manicured.
Immaculate lawns everywhere.
So I think he has to like knock a dude out and put on the... And I imagine like it's like Jim's mowing garb.
Yep.
But it's like cultified.
Yeah, slightly
they're like-
militarized.
So they're like robed.
Yeah, sure.
So it's like Jim's mowing instead of like King G's and stuff.
Yep.
It's like King G, but it just goes down to the like almost like a skirt, like a long.
And they've got like those beekeeper sort of things over the face and stuff for
Yes.
anonymity.
Yeah.
So when he takes out one of them, he's able to suit up and kind of.
Yeah.
I imagine this night we see him kind of like Catherine Zeta-Jonesing his way into the compound, taking out one person here, snapping a neck there,
Yeah.
crawling through a specific bunker.
Yeah.
The main sort of HQ of Gymland.
Like a Scarface thing. He's got
Right.
full of monitors.
Yep.
You know what I mean? I think he's got a spa, almost like the June thing, where it's like motor oil.
Oh, yeah.
He's just sitting in a spa of motor oil.
Yeah. Just bubbling motor oil.
Yeah.
His big chubby titties sitting on the top. That is obscene.
Always put his hat on, no matter what.
Yeah, and never takes the hat off.
Yeah.
Yep. And he's got a couple of the younger community members, the ladies in there, they're like manicuring his gross toes or something.
Yeah.
And he's kind of with one lazy eye, he's watching the screens, but Liam's an expert, so
He is the expert.
he's ducking and weaving, and maybe it's just on one screen that he sees kind of like flicker and a figure run through.
Yep.
He realizes that they're under attack.
Yeah.
So he's got very little time to act. He's got to get out of the oil bath. He's got to wash himself down.
Yeah.
But he's got his hostages are right there with him, and maybe the inner circle of maybe 10 cult members, 10 or 20.
crazies.
Yeah. The craziest of the crazies
Yeah.
in there with him.
Yeah.
And maybe he gets on the loudspeaker
On the blower.
and lets the guy know that he sees him.
Yeah.
What's he saying to him? To whoever our new friend is out there, don't think you haven't been seen. Your ass is grass, mate.
Your ass is grass. I love it.
But at that point, Liam Neeson's already inside the building.
Yeah.
Like one of his inner circle of crazies pulls off the mask. Liam's already in the room.
All right.
He's already there.
He's already there.
Like he's that good at
He's a
his stuff.
sexy woman.
Yeah, that's right. He's a sexy one. It's hard to take serious because he's got massive breasts. Pulls them off as well. That's gonna fuck with Jim's plans because he'd already set up the barrels of Kool-Aid
Yep.
for everyone to start drinking.
Hang on, so you're saying like he's got a plan, he's going to kill everyone, and he's got a backup plan that he's going to...
I think he always had an escape plan, and that was everyone drink it wouldn't be Kool-Aid in this situation. Maybe it would be, two-stroke. Two-stroke and grape juice for everyone.
I think it'd be like two-stroke and like lime cordial or something.
Yeah, right.
You
So
know
it's
what I mean?
green. Yeah. But at this point, Liam Neeson is now between him and the barrel, so that plan's out the window.
Yeah.
I reckon he whips out 2 guns, one to the head of Eddie Maguire and the other one to Rupert Murdoch.
Yeah.
Don't take another step, mate, or they both get it.
Yeah. And he just steps. Bang.
Yeah.
Rupert and Eddie Maguire dead.
Dead straight away.
Yeah.
I mean, he was never looking to save them anyway.
And that would rattle Jim because like, what have I got left now?
Yeah. This guy is so crazy. He doesn't even care about the lives of the hostages. Little does he know, he only doesn't care about those 2 blokes. He kind of wants to save the Minogue sisters and Kate Blanchett.
Yeah.
But these other 2 pieces of shit.
I love if maybe we cut back to like because I imagine Dan Andrews is around like a monitoring team.
Oh, yeah,
like,
right.
Situation.
Oh, they're listening in
They're
on...
like, nah, don't care about those guys. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
We got gunshots. Who's down? It's Eddie and it's Rupert. Okay, we're good.
carry on. The Minogue sisters are great though.
They're good, huh? Yeah, we're good.
So now there's no one between Jim and Liam Neeson.
No, he's got a clear path.
Maybe he's like in a sanctum. He's got like his high profile guards, like his right hand man. Pete Evans comes out.
Sure.
Liam Neeson just like pulls out like a garden shears.
Oh,
just
yeah.
cuts his throat. I want to get some cool like kills in this.
Yeah, okay. Couple
You know what I mean?
of cool kills.
So he kills a couple of his high end men.
Yep.
And then he goes after Jim. So Jim goes on the run, I guess.
But he's not going to get far because he hasn't been walking for weeks. So it's a slow waddle if it's anything.
Yeah. Oh, his mower runs out of fuel.
Oh,
Because he's used all the 2 strokes.
All the 2 strokes.
So he's on foot.
Yeah, right. Liam catches up with him and establishes a chokehold.
Very quick.
Starts putting him to sleep.
Yeah.
Just go down, mate. Just go down. Shh. As our final scene, I reckon we're back in Victoria.
Yeah. We're at the back of Dan Andrews' house.
Okay.
He's sitting there having a beer.
Yep.
Just on the
A VD.
beers.
Yep.
On the beers.
He's on the beers.
Probably, let's face it, a Crown Lager, something poxy like that.
Yeah.
And he's out on the back porch and you just hear the faint sound of lawnmower.
All right.
And just pans off and there's just angry face doing mowing and stuff. He's got like proximity collars. He's going to forever be his landscaper.
Dan just gives him a cheers.
Be able to go to the pub, have all your mates round and get on the beers. I also say, get on the beers.
Have you got a title for this?
I have a couple. A lot of them are silly.
Be able to
as
go to the
usual.
pub.
Jim Dependence Day.
Jim Dependence Day is good. I like it.
Lawnlessness.
Lawnlessness. Yeah.
Behind enemy lawns.
I like that.
You like that one?
I like that one. That's good.
And Motown.
Motown's funny.
What do you got?
I had Mo Country for Old Men, Lawn of the Dead,
Love it.
Mo Man's Land. Sorry, that's terrible. I liked your one. I like Behind Enemy Lawns.
Yeah, I like that. You like that one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, that's solid. Have you got a tagline?
You go me. Hit me with your taglines.
The Grass and the Furious.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Time to empty the catcher, which is dumb.
What?
Yeah. The landscape will never be the same again. But
That's pretty good.
I like The Grass and the Furious.
Okay, so Behind Enemy Lawns.
The Grass and the Furious.
That's a film.
Yeah, that's a film.
Yeah.
I'll watch that. Until next week, don't forget to flush.
See you, cunts.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass.
He jumped over 3 linebackers in midair, sprouted headwards like a gazelle.
No one laughs at a master of quack fool.
Real nice.
Many have died from starvation due to the difficulty of finding enough food, such as sealed duck.
No more Mr. Nice Duck. That's it. Right, Mr. Sitz?
What do you make of that? You know, it's the most fantastic story I've ever heard.
The Round Carpet Podcast.
Fuck's sake, mate. Fucking hell. Dan Andrews looks like Hugh Jackman, you reckon?
You've seen Dan Andrews there, right? Weirdly nervous tonight. Like, really weirdly, like...
You've got poo hands.
No, I don't. I'm on the exterior of the shirt.
We're not live.
Start an Instagram channel for your knees.
Apology. Do you want to? How do you want to email that apology, or how do you want to?
Nice legs, it. I hope that shows up on the screen.
Welcome. 3. You got this. Power.
What else you
Hang
got?
on, just give me a sec.
Fucking hell.
Little insight to my life. I don't know why I get really nervous. I had soup for dinner. It's sitting right there.
Look at these people.